82, I was 17, my old man was 55. If you do the math between the two of us, that's 72 years of life. An eternity, so it seemed to me. How could anything live that long? Now I say my folks were only 84 the year that they passed on. For a little while it seems you got time to choose your dreams. Pretty soon you look around and you see 100 years ain't what it used to be. And my grandpa Roy, when he was a boy in 1904, he was taught by men who fought in the actual Civil War. And only 8 decades passed, and my high school class put the tassels on the other side. Started on our way full of naivete on the great American ride. The months and years slide past, each more quickly than the last. Pretty soon you look around and you'll see 100 years ain't what it used to be. Oh, Johnny!
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Johnny, hey! Oh, yeah!
He did the guitar face.
Ibuprofen's under buy again in my online shopping cart. Every week I learn of something else I should be doing for my heart.
Joe sounds like he is ready, and
Well,
I
now
am.
I know I'm not. I forgot.
All right.
Here it is.
We're
Okay, I'm ready.
Roll.
Somebody's missing.
Josh Arnold, investment consultant, brings you Garage Logic episode number 1580, July 16th, 2025. 102 degrees was the record high. That was on this day in 1926, and it was 51 degrees on the morning of this day on 2 occasions, 1911 and 1958. Call Josh at 952-925-5608 for a free 48-minute consultation.
Hail the flashlight king.
And now, from the mayor, of course, the rookie. Here is your flashlight king, fireworks commissioner, and the keeper of common sense, your mayor, Joe Souchere.
I got an email from a guy, the headline of which is Clear Air near Cedar Lake Speedway. On the July 14 podcast, you stated that the air was clearer near the Cedar Lake Speedway. On account of, you want to know why? It's because when the cars go around on the track, they create a disturbance that blows the smoke right back to Canada.
Dang it, he's 100% right. Hang on, here we go.
Didn't have tornadoes here
No.
until we started putting into traffic circles. Because on the count of, you want to know why? That when people go round and round in circles, it causes disturbance in the atmosphere and causes tornadoes.
Thank you. Now, yesterday we mentioned that our socialist friends in both Minneapolis and St. Paul, who have no imagination, want to have city-run grocery stores. And the Mink weighs in. The Mink says, based on my experiences, most people in what I would call challenged areas don't seem to have any trouble at all getting large amounts of fireworks. I suggest putting all the new food stores next to fireworks stands. When they get vast quantities of boom booms, they can also pick up a case of SpaghettiOs and some Velveeta logs. I think this has merit, but we would have to legalize the fireworks here in Minnesota for it to make sense. Solutions brought to you by the Mink. And he has an additional note. A couple of years ago, some local people opened a co-op in a new building on the corner of Penn Avenue North and Golden Valley Road. Not exactly Kenwood. On my way by, I stopped in once. Small, tidy place with a little deli. One of the end caps was devoted to rather expensive brands of tea. I had to laugh. It appeared to be a co-op of people with no knowledge of the neighborhood who thought they could sell their tastes to the locals. I immediately said to myself, Mink, this place won't make it 1 year. It did not make it 9 months. In a related story, the crappy little bodega across the street that sells chips and soda and candy and smokes is doing just fine and has been for years. I imagine as the socialist grocery stores become more and more inevitable, the stories will...
Stores, and he had one of the greatest top 5 meltdowns in human history.
Well, he should have.
Because he basically said, if a large chain store can't make things work in that type of an area, why in God's name does the government think they can make it work?
Because these are kids who have no other place to look. They've got no experience with anything.
No.
Yeah. Say our friend Omar Fateh. I say our friend.
Yes.
The Star Tribune has come vigorously to his defense today. Apparently, there's a national, is it a podcast host or radio personality, Charlie Kirk?
Yes.
Anybody know Charlie Kirk?
Oh, John loves him. I think you subscribe to his show every day, don't you, John?
Charlie's an idiot. Let's just put it that way. There. Send me the emails. Go ahead.
Apparently, he's been very hard on Omar, warning Americans that Muslims want to take over the government. And he carried on to the point where the Star Tribune thought they needed to intervene and defend Omar. And the mayor of Minneapolis defended Omar and was happy that Omar is able to run in a free society, and on and on and on and on. I hope I've made it clear that I don't give a bleep who he is or what religion he practices. I don't like his ideology.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he's just somebody else with the wrong ideas as far as I'm concerned. But Breitbart has picked up on Omar Fateh and likening him to New York Assemblyman Zoran Mamdani, because Fateh is a self-proclaimed democratic socialist. He's the first Somali American and Muslim to serve in the Minnesota Senate. And, of course, he's running for mayor, and his platform is pro-illegal immigration, anti-police, and anti-Israel. And so Breitbart went on to attempt to alert the public, whoever reads Breitbart, to point out that Fateh is basically all he wants to do is protect our communities from Trump, not letting MPD interact with ICE, whether it's for immigration raid or not. Our residents deserve a mayor that will stand up to Donald Trump and say, no, not in our community. Fateh's campaign also calls for implementing carbon fees approved by the city council. I didn't know that one. Investing in programs to prioritize the transition of the city's vehicle fleet to electric, because that wouldn't cost much.
That'll help.
And expanding alternative public safety initiatives like the Behavioral Crisis Response Team, which provides non-police responses to certain solutions.
Part of that clip that we played on Monday.
Yeah.
Yep, that was his big talking point.
He also wants to raise the city's minimum wage to $20, to which I'll ask the question I've asked for 50 years. Well, why not 40?
Sure.
Why not 50? Why not get it up to that $516 an hour that Walz's law firm charged? Investing in programs that prioritize the transition of the city's vehicle fleet. I did that one. Fateh also pledged to raise the, I was at the $20 an hour, right? By 2028, and proposed lobbying the state to allow Minneapolis to implement a local income tax aimed at higher earners. So he's really covering all his socialist bases here.
Because downtown's already a ghost town. Let's put who's left out of business.
I will lobby the state of Minnesota to allow the city of Minneapolis to institute a local option income tax to ensure the wealthy pay their fair share, which they already do. In 2022, a campaign volunteer for Fateh's primary bid, Muse Mohammed, was convicted of lying to a grand jury during a voter fraud investigation. Mohammed falsely claimed that he had submitted absentee ballots on behalf of 3 voters at their request, but prosecutors presented evidence that the individuals had neither authorized him to do so or knew who he was. And we also learned that Fateh responded to that conviction by saying he was troubled and expressed a continued commitment to organizing and governing to strengthen a fair and free democracy. In March of 2024, Fateh joined other progressive Democrats in casting a protest vote against Biden's Minnesota Super Tuesday primary. He said his uncommitted vote was a warning to the Biden administration over its support for Israel in the war against Hamas, stating that unless they are to take immediate and dramatic action to stop Israel from continuing the genocide, they cannot expect support from progressives. Some of the uncommitted vote in Minneapolis had been attributed to the city's sizable Somali Muslim population, which has been a key constituency for Fateh. In one promotional video directed at Somali voters, the only English language phrase that Fateh used other than his congressional district was rental assistance program. Here's the problem with socialism. There are enough people in Minneapolis probably wealthy enough to survive it. But it's going to hurt most people.
Everybody else. Yep.
If you're wealthy enough, and I don't know what number that would be, I would say, hundreds of millions of dollars. You can survive the tinkering and the intrusion of these socialists. But if you're not, you're going to suffer no matter how good you think you're doing. Your house will be at risk. Your freedoms are at risk. Your income's at risk. The education of your children's at risk. Where you shop is at risk. How you travel is at risk. These are people intent on bringing the country dramatically backwards. And I don't know how Fry will contend against this guy. I don't have great hopes.
But isn't Fry the anointed one right now? I know that
Not
he's
necessarily.
learning Somali. He's coming out with Somali speeches to connect.
And the Somalis, many of them having little else to do, will work mightily to bring about the election of Fateh.
Well, 100%.
That's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
And
So what are you
it's a
gonna-
small percentage of the Minneapolis population. Of 1% in the state are Somalis. I don't know what the percentage. Well, most of those in Minneapolis, they could very well bring about the election of this.
They don't
Well, he's
see
a
it
communist. Let's face it.
Joe, they don't see it that way.
I know.
How are you going to convince them otherwise?
I'm not. They don't listen to the show.
How is anybody going to convince them otherwise? How come the point you just made is not being made to them? Why do they think that their way will take the country forward in a better fashion?
Because they own the majority of political seats in both towns. Where's the countering voice except morons like me?
Yeah, you're not answering my question.
Yes, I am. There's no one to contend this.
Do you think, though, that they only vote on if it's Fateh, we've got to vote for him, and not
Yes.
Jacob? Really?
Yes.
Yes.
That's pretty shallow.
I would say there's a great deal. I hope I'm not using something nefarious when I say I would suspect there's a great tribe mentality. He's our guy, and we're going to...
Well, it's the same thing with Omar. It's the same mentality, Rook.
Boy, I got another interesting email Ilhan's daughter being unemployed, the emailer just merely said, wait till she runs for office in Minneapolis.
You guys are talking about this doom and gloom, but you're not offering any solution. I mean, we can sit here and bitch and cry and moan every day for the rest of our lives, but if we don't offer a solution and if everybody doesn't get behind it, we may as well be talking about waxing surfboards. I mean,
okay, I can break it down for you. I can give you a real life example.
Please do.
As you know, I've badgered people to run for office, that being a solution, to find more and more GLers who would say, I have to make this sacrifice. I have to run in order to save the city. That's being done in St. Paul with a woman named Carolyn Will. She's running in the 4th Ward. Can you hold, please?
Yeah.
Can you fill in while I get something?
So
She's
we've got a
lived in-
town ball game tonight in Faribault.
She's lived in 4 different wards of St. Paul, according to her bio, and she runs a marketing business in the Twin Cities. I'm not sure what she markets for, but...
Do you understand where I'm coming from with this?
I do.
I mean,
But
all we do
the
is...
answer is better candidates, Ken, and unfortunately they won't get elected.
And these better candidates need to prove to the voting base that there's a better way, and they're not doing that. Go ahead, Joe.
Okay, to further this lesson, you have 4 people running in Ward 4 in St. Paul.
What part of the town is
Ward 4 is much of Matt Groveland, Miriam Park, not Highland, Matt Groveland, Miriam Park, Union Park.
Okay.
I
got
would
that.
call it the, Rook, Northwest?
Yes.
But here are the candidates, and this will help you understand the problem, Kenny. Chantil Allen, she's never done anything except
that restaurant thing.
fake a racial incident, but she's on the school board, which in and of itself is horribly problematic.
Yeah.
I'll just tell you who's endorsing these candidates.
Okay.
She's endorsed by radical justice advocate Nakima Levy Armstrong, Ward 1 council member Anika Bowie, 4 members of the St. Paul School Board, Stonewall DFL. Okay, so she's rounded up her supporters, and they're all of a family. Molly Coleman, she's the daughter of former mayor Chris Coleman.
Mm-hmm.
She hasn't done anything yet. I think she went to Harvard and got a law degree. I'm not sure. She's the co-founder of progressive advocacy group, the People's Parity Project. Okay,
I don't know what that is.
she supports more apartments in town. Jesus. And more funding for parks and libraries. And more off-street bike trails.
As if we don't have it. I think we got enough, Mal.
I'm telling you, there's no imagination here. Okay, her endorsements, Mayor Melvin Carter, St. Paul Area Chamber of Commerce, Liuna, Liuna, I don't know what that is.
It's I can look it up.
Sustain St. Paul, Ward 3 Council Member Sarah Jost, Interim Ward 4 Council Member Matt Privratsky, and former Council President Amy Brenmo.
Here's why it's important and why I wanted to look it up, because I wanted to verify. It's a international union laborer.
Okay.
That's what Liuna is.
Then you got Cole Hansen, who we mentioned yesterday. He's the grocery store guy. Let's see who endorses him. Twin Cities Democratic Socialists of America, Ward 6 Council Member Nelsie Yang, and Minneapolis City Council Member Robin Wansley. All right.
Okay.
Carolyn Will, public relations consultant, former activist with Save Our Streets, a group opposed to a new bike trail on Summit. Platform values budget transparency, tree preservation, public safety. In an interview, she said constituent services were more important than any particular ideological legislation. Endorsed by, you ready? Former Ward 7 council member Jane Prince, which is a great endorsement because Jane Prince was the least crazy of all the progressives. Jane Prince has got a head on her shoulders. She's sensible. She's a decent human being. That's it. That's her endorsement. Former Ward 7 council member Jane Prince.
She'll lose, unfortunately.
So this is all rigged. It's all become a machine to keep in power one of these democratic socialists, whether it be Allen, Coleman, or Hansen. The only thing, I've begged people to get out and work the stump for Carolyn Will. I don't even live in Ward 4, but it would make a difference to the whole city to have a voice of reason on the city council. And I even I was in touch with a woman who lives in Ward 4, and I said, if you put together a neighborhood group, I'll be glad to come and give you my take on what I think is happening to the city of St. Paul and why it's so important to break the hold that these democratic socialists have on the city. And she got back to me after a week and she said, I got 2 people interested. Now that
Are you kidding?
That could be because they don't give a bleep to hear anybody talk about it, or they don't give a bleep about me talking about it, or again, it's this horrible, horrible apathy that you'll pay for. You'll pay for someday down the road. You're going to pay for it.
Well, they don't believe that, and you need to convince them of that. Otherwise, we're all going to suffer while they learn this awful lesson.
Okay, you say I need to convince them of that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm volunteering myself to show up anywhere you want to get a little neighborhood gathering together.
When I say
I'm doing this show, I don't know what more I can do.
I don't necessarily mean you and your shoulders. I mean you, your type, your people, the people that you go play golf with, the people that you associate yourself with. Those people.
What do you mean, you people?
I think he knows who I mean without naming names.
Right.
They need to get way more active.
Yeah, people need to wake up.
And unfortunately, when it comes from those kind of people, those are the people that these socialist Democrats hate. You are evil. You're Mr. Moneybags. You're driving nice cars. You're going out to eat at really nice places. You're flying off to exotic locations. They think that's untouchable. They think you're the problem. You have to convince them that your lifestyle is possible for them, that they and their poor friends, their dope smoking, staying out late, never taking a shower, dirty ass hippie friends
who don't
have
work,
potential,
right.
that they have potential to achieve the top rung of the ladder, and you guys are not doing that. There you go. I'm done.
And again, you're addressing that. You're addressing that generically.
Generically, not on your shoulders, but your people. I certainly
Universal
don't hang it.
we, Lebowski.
It's the we.
Well, yeah, and I guess I include myself because I feel like I'm still striving for the American dream.
Well, okay, here. A kid I used to have, the middle kid I used to have,
Yeah.
Mrs. living in Ward 4 by 2 blocks. She's south of St. Clair.
Okay.
So she and when I thought she worked in Ward 4, lived in Ward 4, and she thought she lived in Ward 4, she was gung-ho to begin taking on some of these door-knocking chores. And, well, then I re-examined the boundaries of Ward 4 and told her, well, you don't live in Ward 4, but I still think you should do it. But that deflated her. Oh, what the hell, I don't live in Ward 4. Well, okay, kid, you're going to rue the day you're not taking this seriously. You should still walk the 2 blocks into Ward 4 and start
Right.
knocking on doors. The only way somebody like a Carolyn Will could win is a tremendous turnout of normal people. A tremendous turnout of mortgage payers who have to be made aware of the dangers of these democratic socialists offering them nothing in their quality of life. Molly Coleman, God love her, like as I said, Chris Coleman looks like Ronald Reagan compared to the mayors that have compared to Melvin Carter. But she's not done anything. She's not earned her spurs. She hasn't worked. She's
she's part of the machine.
She's part of the, it's in her family. It's a family business.
Right.
and she's got she got the endorsement of the mayor, for God's sakes, which carries weight in St. Paul. It's the only way Carolyn Will's an outsider.
Yeah.
She pays more taxes for the city of St. Paul than any of these other candidates. She's got more invested in the city than any of these other candidates, but she's the outsider because she's not a member of their machinery.
I was looking something up. Did she come from humble beginnings? Did you mention that?
She's from Bemidji. I don't know what as I say, I know her husband. I don't know her that well.
Well, the person I'm in my mind's eye who I see is winning and convincing them is Kendall Qualls. He came from humble beginnings, did he not?
Yes, very humble.
Yeah. He should be everybody's answer, black, white, other, Republican or Democrat, for somebody who can really achieve good things. If you have the initiative and the ambition, pull yourself up, make something of yourself, do something for us, the state, the country, etc.
All right, here's your problem, Kenny.
And I was just, you go ahead, you speak for me. I know what you're going to say.
Well, that's exactly what the mystery has predisposed people not to think. The mystery is you can't get ahead. This country's unfair. Unless we attack the rich people and spread it around, you have no chance. That's the mystery.
And that's why I think Kendall needs support from both sides of the aisle. That's what we need to get this state turned around. And now I realize we're talking about the statewide level now and not your city council, but he's who, in my mind's eye, he's who I see.
Absolutely.
But don't you think, though, because we've discussed this in the past, how the whole political world, basically, we're all looking at it going, these people are not people that we identify with.
Yeah.
And to bring that down to the local level, we have to elect those people. I'm not really making sense, but do you know what I mean?
No, yeah. And where are they? And that gets back to Joe saying, I'm begging people to run. I'm begging 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds to run.
And the frustration is with the fact that we're electing people that none of us feel. They're part of that club, and we're not.
Then, John, I'll go back to that old question I ask over and over again. Why are these old-time DFLers falling for this and voting for these socialists when they know better? Is it just the anti-Trump?
When it is, that's an extremely strong part of it. But I also sense, Rook might have a take on this. I sense when I'm out and about in St. Paul all the time. I sense slumped shoulders. Mm-hmm. I sense there's just too many 60-year-old guys with really ugly, long, gray ponytails. They've given up.
Beards.
They've given up. No, I mean it. They've given up.
Yeah, well, you just
I love your
me.
analogies.
Well, you're getting a little deeper now than I think we started this conversation.
Well, let's go deep. Let's go deep.
Let's take a break.
Yeah.
I was going to tell you about the garage door.
You were?
Yeah.
I will.
Sure.
You can.
No, you go right ahead.
Don't get your ponytail caught in the garage door.
Let's go.
I don't have enough hair to have a long, ugly gray
Maybe
ponytail.
that's the problem. You're not convincing enough people.
We could get one of those little sissy ones that just go about a quarter of an inch.
We can get him a clip-on ponytail.
Yeah, like the Steve Martin arrowhead.
I'm just not sensing a lot of oomph.
Yeah, I think St. Paul's dauber is down.
The dauber's down.
The dauber's down.
Now, you would think because the dauber's down, that would compel or inspire people.
That's when we
to look at the likes of a Carolyn Will.
Yep.
But they've thrown in the towel. They're going to go with one of the machinery parts, and it's not going to do their life any good. I've gotten onto this realization that summer is the time you got to take care of the garage.
There you go.
Who wants the garage door open when it's a 48-mile-an-hour wind from the north and it's 20 below?
You got to get ahead of it.
Take care of it now, whether it's a repair or a new door, and You get a hold of Precision Door Minnesota. They serve western Wisconsin, the entire metro. They'll take care of every current garage door need you have right now. And that's if you love your door. If you don't love your door and you need a new door, they've got a deal for GLers, $100 off on a single door and $200 off on a double door. And they have a garage door designer. The designer comes out, you shoot the breeze, it's free. They have models of doors for every budget. Get it done in the summer. Winter, you know what winter becomes then? A non-factor. Non-factor. You can do it online at Precision Door MN. That's one word. PrecisionDoorMN.com, or call Precision Door 612-263-6985.
It's the end of the world as we know it, and he feels fine. Joe Souchere.
All right, some of you, I noticed some of you missed our big GL Summer Salute to Cylinders last weekend at Cedar Lake Speedway. We had a very British car show going in the parking lot of the indoor arena in the afternoon. Many GLers stepping up and singing the praises of the Seafoam motor treatment, the Seafoam Bugs Be Gone, and the Seafoam Deep Creep. The big three from Seafoam, a big deal among GLers. And I got a message yesterday from our official sign painter and artist, Lem, that he gave Bugs Be Gone a try yesterday on his hot rod for the first time. I'm just going to read the text to you, and it includes a picture. Lem's holding a picture of the bottle of Bugs Be Gone in his hand, and he says, "Let's see if this S lives up to all the hype."
Whoa.
That was yesterday. This morning at 7:14, I sent Lem a message. Are the results still being calculated? Or he replied immediately, "It worked great. I sprayed it on. I let it sit for 5 minutes, then wiped it off with a damp paper towel. The front of Lola," that's his hot rod pickup truck, "has never been so clean." So he didn't even have to use it on the glass. He used it on the paint, and that's fine. Bugs Be Gone is safe on all surfaces, be it an automobile, a boat, water scooter, it doesn't matter, motorcycle, glass, plexiglass. Bugs Be Gone is the answer for those hard-to-remove bugs and grime. Some people say it's hard to find. Look in the big box stores. That's where I've had good success finding Bugs Be Gone. A couple of people stepped up and said Deep Creep changed their lives in ways they didn't know possible. One guy is using it on his tape measure with wonderful results. You know, you get that tape measure wet, and next thing you know, it's rusty and crusty and hard to use. Well, Deep Creep is the answer there. 3 amazing products that we all need. The Bugs Be Gone, the engine treatment, and the Deep Creep. Wonderful products in a world gone awry.
I'm making it official. I mentioned this in a note to the town council this week. I think next summer I think we should make a celebration of cylinders, a summer event, and include anything with cylinders, tank, fire truck, your car, anything. And not just British cars, everything. And we should have a celebration of cylinders, either at Cedar Lake Speedway or elsewhere or whatever. But I think we should have a celebration of cylinders.
You know me, I'm all in. I love that idea.
Can I bring like a lawnmower? What are you talking?
Well, how about if you put a dirt bike motor on that lawnmower?
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, then bring it.
You know, his name came up the other day as a pretty good racer around the track. I saw John Hines at the airport today and reminded him of his Elko Speedway win from way back when I was going about 20 miles an hour. And I think I got lapped about 4 times.
I was in a car. It felt like I was going 100. I don't think
120.
it was going more than 20.
I share that feeling.
Nicole Mitchell, how you doing? Okay.
Justin, have we updated the Nicole Mitchell scandal?
Here it is. Again, we're not dealing with the New York, New Jersey mob cartel here. Live updates. Senator Nicole Mitchell's burglary trial, day 3. She's guilty.
Go. Enough said.
Did you guys see the still shot of the KSTP photo this morning?
Yes. What was that?
I don't know, but I was checking if she was okay. It's 3 in the morning, whatever time it was. What do you mean you were checking in on her?
You guys have all seen the body cam footage.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Oh, it's so fun. So fun. And she looks like a cat burglar right out of a cartoon.
Do you need anything?
But isn't that a falsehood? Wasn't the stepmother at home? Wasn't she terrified by all this?
Yes.
Yeah.
She was
She
sleeping.
thought somebody was breaking in.
Yeah.
Well, because somebody was.
did.
There you go.
But she's lucky she didn't get shotgunned.
Something
Right.
passed us by yesterday that I thought was terribly humorous. And we noted, and you're not going into it now, there's not time, but we noted during this day in history that yesterday was Jesse Ventura's birthday. Mm-hmm. And then you, of course, had to launch into your thing. And,
I'm better now.
Yeah, which was wonderful because we got to the hidden money part where Jesse's dad had hidden some money under the rug.
Yes.
And you said something to the effect that it was an ugly green shag rug, the kind you see in the 70s.
Right.
And Mr. Ventura said, this is the 70s. This is the right kind of rug.
This is current.
It's perfect.
And I got to tell you, what really made it happen, Rook, was the new soft-spoken Jesse. And
Yeah,
just
he
kept
doesn't need to
rambling.
shout. This is the
Well, that's the chill, the THC chilled
Oh,
Jesse.
good point.
this is the
But this is the 70s.
reefer filled
Well,
Jesse.
do we talk about Epstein or do we not?
Yeah.
Yes.
I got some in the news.
I want to know where the list is and why
Well,
they haven't.
Where the gold at?
Yeah.
Here's the turn it's taken. Trump has now decided that this is all a Democratic hoax.
No.
Well, that's fun.
And he said his MAGA fans are falling for a hook, line, and sinker. This was one of his talking points for a year. But now it's just a Democratic hoax?
Hoax.
If there's nothing there, I guess I don't want to talk about it because I can't keep up with the BS. It's one of the greatest BS episodes in American history. And he's contending that the radical left have hit pay dirt again. He's blaming Hunter Biden. And he's angry at the MAGA people because they're buying this. And he said all these people want to talk about, and it's the fake news doing it, and it's the success-starred Dems. All they want to talk about is Epstein. Many of his key allies are breaking ranks to come out and demand a full release of the documents, and this is freaking him out. Doesn't know what to do. Mike Johnson has bailed on him. Mike Johnson, the speaker, wants the files released. speaking on a podcast with Benny Johnson. I've never heard of Benny
The
Johnson.
Benny Johnson podcast.
And he's a right-wing talk show host who has always been a Trump backer.
Well, on
That's
that
probably why I don't know
podcast,
him.
on that podcast, Mike Johnson said it's a very delicate subject, but we should put everything out there and let the people decide. All right. Lauren Boebert said she should be appointed. No, she said special counsel should be appointed to investigate Epstein. All right. John Kennedy of Louisiana said the voters expect more accountability. Trump's daughter-in-law, Lara Trump, has called for more transparency. Trump and his senior aides have reached out to key MAGA-aligned influencers, urging them to dial down their criticism of the administration's handling of the investigation. So in other words, cover for me.
Right. Yeah, one of those over the weekend was the aforementioned Charlie Kirk, who Thursday and Friday was calling for the release, said he talked to Trump over the weekend and now has backed off and said, don't worry about it.
He got straightened out.
Got her.
I've seen a lot of that on social media where the right-wingers are backing down and saying, there's nothing here. There's nothing here. So a lot of the MAGA people are following Trump's orders a lot or are not. And Bondi continues to cling to the idea that when I said it was on my desk, I meant it was among a group of files on my desk. We're supposed to buy that.
Not the actual list.
Right. And,
so President Trump is amazed that MAGA people might fall for a conspiracy theory.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes, he is. And he also is saying, he told White House reporters, I don't understand why the Epstein case would be of interest to anybody. He said it's just boring stuff. Okay. But you...
To whom?
You were the one touting it for quite a while. So there you have it. Maybe that's it for today. I have no more to say about it. I have no
Here's
idea.
today's Epstein
I have no
update.
idea what the hell they're doing or why. Or all I know is if a lot of important people were engaged in this illegal activity, I think it would be important to know that. And apparently we're not going to know that.
We won't be privileged with that information.
You remember one of our famous mayors was a woman named Tiffany Henyard?
Yeah.
Dalton, Illinois. Mm-hmm. Well, I've told you this before. Who else is from Dalton, Illinois?
Shoeless Joe Jackson.
The new pope.
Oh,
that's
right.
Leo.
Yeah. Well, she apparently has been. She's no longer the mayor. As supervisor of the township, Thornton Township, Henyard was paid more than $200,000, plus stipends for expenses, travel, and more. And she just abused the hell out of everything, right?
The video of her.
I said right. Oh my God!
You really did. Sorry. Rules apply to you too.
And you're right.
Right?
That was okay. God bless it.
Wait, what?
Huh? WGN investigations found Harris's. Who in the hell am I? Oh, Napoleon Harris is now in that job. And Napoleon is earning the same money that Henyard did. So we think we got trouble. These people are.
Isn't Napoleon a former Viking linebacker? Seriously?
Yes, we talked about this before.
Napoleon Harris defeated Henyard this year to take over as the township's new supervisor.
Right.
Where does that money come from? That must be an awfully
taxpayers
wealthy part of Chicago.
It's not. It's not. That's the irony.
Our mayor, I think he makes probably $30 a year. I mean,
no. Our mayors do fine.
No, I mean his.
I mean my mayor.
Oh, your mayor. Hell, if that.
Right. I know exactly what my former mayor made in Jordan, because he's my neighbor, and he ain't making that kind of bread.
Well, according to WGN, this Napoleon fellow, even before he won the vote to replace Tiffany, introduced legislation in the Illinois General Assembly to protect the payment.
Attaboy.
The bill didn't pass, but they found WGN found legislation with the same language was later advanced and passed by a different Democratic legislator. It was signed into law by the governor, Pritzker. Thanks to that maneuver, Harris stands to collect the same benefits as Henyard. That's in addition to the $124,000 he is to be paid as a state senator. Huh. These people are taking us for the long ride.
Yeah.
This is the professional Democratic machine, tried and tested, and it appears they've taken hold of Thornton Township. Paul Roberts, a resident of Thornton Township, told WGN Investigates. These were people I love. Oh, that's the next story. That's about a rapper. There you are. It doesn't make any difference where you are. St. Paul, Minneapolis, Thornton Township. It's all part of a scam. It's all a machine.
Was that West Dalton or East Dalton?
All spread the money around.
Okay. It blows me away that the small town third rail pays better than, like, do you know how much the mayor of St. Paul makes? I'll tell you, $129,000.
Which is plenty for what he does. He doesn't do a damn thing.
But this little burb outside of Chicago, not even the mayor, right? The supervisor of a township?
Yeah.
So they don't even have a downtown, is what I'm thinking. $200K, nice pay.
Well, get this. Get this. There's a city council person in Washington, D.C., Ward 8,
okay.
Trayon White. Is he the guy who thinks the Rockefellers run the weather? Is that Trayon White?
I don't remember.
That's not the island tipping over guy, is it?
No,
that's Hank.
That's Hank
Johnson
from Atlanta. He's a U.S.
Trayon, what's Trayon's last name?
Trayon White. Was he the guy that thinks the Rockefellers run the weather?
Can you look that up?
Because he was expelled from the city.
Oh my God!
Yes.
Look at you.
Is it the same guy?
He's a D.C. lawmaker who said the Rothschilds control.
The Rothschilds run the weather.
Control the climate control.
Well, listen to this. He was expelled from the city council following the council's investigation into a federal bribery charge against him. Just this past February, he was kicked out. He was accused by the FBI of accepting bribes in return for providing influence in the city's contract selection process.
Come on. Really?
He just won the seat back in the special election to replace him.
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of years ago, my buddy Joe getting kicked out of the Medford Muni, and he just kept coming back in and ordering another beer.
Nobody minds.
It's the same thing. He's back. Just let him in.
The guy ran for the seat he was kicked out of and won.
We got to get on the third rail. We need to stop bitching about it.
Yeah, we need to join the club.
Get on board.
White went up against three other candidates, Salim Adolfo, Mike Austin, and Sheila Bunn. All three boasted experience either working as staffers for D.C. council members or in the advisory neighborhood commissions. In other words, they didn't do anything either.
Right.
Hyper-local bodies that frequently served as training grounds for future council members.
Mm.
The victory by White places the D.C. council in a quandary. They could expel White again, despite the will of the Ward 8 voters, or they simply carry on with him holding the seat.
Yeah, let him be. Just side hustle. Bribe. Yeah. Hey, Matthew, I know you're available for endorsements. I'm going to make myself available for bribes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm available for endorsement. If you want to bribe, that's Kenny's division.
Yep, that's me.
And that's a little more expensive.
Much more.
Bribery of elected officials is the
what could he be
quintessential corruption.
What could he be bribed for at that level?
The Acme Cement Company wants to get the contract to put in a new sidewalk in front of City Hall. So he gets his taste, and then he makes sure they get the gig.
Okay. Soul Man Paving. Yeah.
But don't we all just assume that's going on already anyway?
Yeah, but this guy had the misfortune of being caught.
But this guy's out in the open.
Yeah.
and the voters approve.
See, maybe it's better to have them back in the council so you can keep an eye on them.
As opposed to what? Being in the private sector?
I don't know.
Everything you've talked about since the last break, you wonder why people are walking around with slumped shoulders.
Yeah.
And long gray-haired ponytails?
Right, really.
Well, it's really ugly.
That's John's got a good point.
true.
That is true.
He could make that, Joe, part of his platform for re-election. I will accept contractor bribes for city-run projects.
Open for business.
Yeah. Every contractor in town is going to vote for him.
No, he could have said, "Hey, contractors, I'm back."
I'm back.
Oh, man.
Who else is open for business?
EcoFun Motorsports.
Nice.
In Forest Lake / Columbus. It's right on Highway 97, immediately west of 35. You got to do a few roundabouts on account of, I'll tell you why, because that's where they have tornadoes. But then you get to EcoFun, and they got the great parking lot. So EcoFun, among other things, is the electric bike capital of the world. Pick out your bike, pre-tariff price, get it outside, have every adjustment done just perfectly. There's a lot of riding season left here, and EcoFun has the bikes. They also have great motorcycles, scooters, youth recreational equipment, Yamaha water equipment, side-by-sides, 4x4s, helmets and apparel, great service department. Really, really the most fun store I've ever frequented, and it's dangerous for me because I'm in the habit of getting things when I'm there.
Right.
Just got the new Yamaha scooter. There's also an EcoFun in Burnsville on the Service Road of Life near County Road 42. Check out the website and plan a visit there. It is really, really a neat store. EcoFunMotorsports.com.
can leave that running, baby.
Was that the liner?
Yeah.
Good enough for us.
There you go.
I know a guy, JJ. His name is Jawbone Jimmy. Jiminy. I'm not going to tell you why we call him that, but if you saw him, you'd know why. He drives an 81 LeBaron that he cut the roof off of. And this guy thinks he can build things that are already built. He thinks he can build them better, and he usually does it out of wood. I'm wondering what JJ would do if I showed him the T-Weeder tool. Have you guys seen the T-Weeder tool now? I describe it as a rake-looking thing. It's actually 2 rows of 1-inch long teeth. The teeth are offset, and those teeth face backwards. They face you if you're holding the rake handle. And you grab this thing. I'd love to see Joe's. We're looking at a video of it right now. I'd love to see Joe's impression of how you throw this thing out. I'll try to describe it. You grab it in 2 hands. You choke up and you hold the very end of it and you throw it out just like that guy does.
You throw it.
You throw it out, let it sink. It's got about 20 feet of rope attached to it, and then you give it a bunch of quick tugs. And as that thing pulls back in, it is full of these weeds that circle your feet when you're swimming. They're super creepy. And boy, does it do an amazing job. I don't think JJ could build this out of wood. GL or Tim actually had this idea, and he went to the garage and he knew he had a problem. He figured it out. And now we have the T-Weeder. Get on the website, tweedertool.com. You can see everything.
Wouldn't a wood rake float?
I know. That's why I really wish how far in the process we get before that. Well, I'm going to weigh it down with some lead.
That's why there's professionals that know how to do it.
Yeah. I know so many guys that think they can do better and build stuff better, and it's always ding, ding.
Yeah, it floats.
Yeah. We've had a number of emails with photos and videos from GLers testifying to the excellence. So if you have a lake place, if you have family, friends, anybody that has a lake place and they have a little bit of a weed problem, you got to get yourself a T-Weeder from tweedertool.com. Do everybody you know a favor and get one of these. You will absolutely love it. tweedertool.com.
Your observations are
outstanding. Here's John Haidt.
John. Yeah. Thanks very much, Joe. This news brought to you by North American Banking Company. Vance Belter now indicted in the killings of Melissa Hortman and her husband and the wounding of another state legislator and his wife. Belter confessed to the crimes in a rambling handwritten letter to FBI Director Kash Patel, but didn't say why he targeted the couples, according to prosecutors. Belter also wrote in the letter that Minnesota Governor Tim Walz had approached him about killing the state's 2 senators, fellow Democrats Amy Klobuchar and Tina Smith. Asked by a reporter if all of that was fantasy, acting U.S. Attorney Joseph Thompson replied, "Yes, I agree."
I'm not a Walz fan, as you might have gathered.
Really?
But I don't think he put the hit
He did
out.
not have a role.
I don't really think so, no.
There was... It was if you read the whole letter, there were a lot of things in there that...
well, he said he was highly trained by the military.
Secretly, too.
Secretly. Yeah.
Secretly highly trained by the military.
Are you suggesting, John, that he might have been cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs?
Hey now.
The indictment handed up murder, stalking, and firearms charges against Belter. The murder counts in the death of Hortman and her husband could carry the federal death penalty. The indictment also charged Belter with shooting and wounding a state senator and his wife. Thompson said in a decision on whether to seek the death penalty will not come for several months and will be up to U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi. Minnesota abolished its state death penalty back in 1911, but President Trump's administration says it intends to be aggressive in seeking capital punishment for eligible federal crimes. A man who was shot by police during an exchange of gunfire on July 9th has now been charged. 36-year-old Todd Ole Burris faces 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder of a peace officer, 2 counts of first-degree assault against a peace officer, 2 counts of second-degree assault with a dangerous weapon, and 1 count of fleeing. Deputies responded to a domestic in rural Becker County on July 9th. A woman reported that Burris had assaulted her, slashed her tires, and took her handgun. Authorities tried to pull Burris over, but he sped off after the initial traffic stop. He was later found at a rest stop in Frazee in Otter Tail County. Court documents say that Burris pointed a handgun at law enforcement who shot him. Authorities stated Burris had been shot in both legs. Investigators found a black semi-automatic pistol with the action locked open inside Burris's vehicle. Also, unspent cartridge casings found on the floor outside the driver's side door. Court documents say that both squad vehicles were damaged by the exchange of gunfire. Burris was brought to the hospital for his injuries, has since been booked into the Otter County Jail. Otter County Jail. Whew. A lot of folks in the Twin Cities woke up this morning without power because of the heavy thunderstorms that rolled through overnight. As of 8:30 this morning, Excel said about 10,000 people had lost service in Minnesota, most of those outages in Hennepin County. By 9 this morning, the number had dropped down to around 6,000 outages, mostly prevalent in the West Metro, according to Excel. Star Tribune reporting something that'll be of interest to anybody who lives in St. Paul. St. Paul voters will be asked in November to pitch in extra funding to help halt a string of yearly multi-million-dollar budget cuts to the city's schools. Public School Superintendent Stacey Stanley told school board members Tuesday the proposed $37.2 million a year tax increase is not about program enhancements, but fiscal stability. The board voted 6-0 to add the funding request to the city's November 4th general election ballot.
The school board is staffed with activists who have no idea how to budget anything, much less that size of money.
Here's what this would mean to the owner of let's say, a median-valued $290,000 home. You'd pay an extra $309 in school taxes in 2026 if the ballot measure would be approved, according to district
Joe, that's
officials.
less than $1 a day.
Come on.
Why do you hate kids?
Yeah.
That's what they say. Why do you hate kids?
Why do you hate kids, Joe?
I don't know. I like kids.
I barely like mine.
State Fair starting in about a month, and they need some folks to help keep the event running. Right now, they're looking to employ about 3,000 people. The fair is currently hiring for various part-time positions, including ticket sellers and takers, parking and park and ride attendants, barn attendants, custodians, and more. If you're looking for a job, you can visit the Employment Center located across from the fairgrounds until the fair starts. The building is located at 1640 Como Avenue. There's free parking, or people can take the Metro Transit Bus Route 3 or the A line. The fair is also hosting a job fair Wednesday, July 23rd, 1 week from today, from 4 to 7 at the North End Event Center on the fairgrounds. You don't need a resume to get a job there. Instead, people would meet with a fair representative. If someone's interests, experience, and availability match an open position, they'll be interviewed on the spot. Anyone hired will be required to undergo a background check. Anyone attending the job fair or stopping by the Employment Center for a job is encouraged to register online first to speed everything up. Shifts, if you're wondering, can be anywhere between 6 to 12 hours for the duration of the fair.
Doesn't
go ahead,
Garage
Kenny.
Logic have the same hiring conditions?
Yes.
You don't need a resume, just show up.
I think that I would want an outside job, outdoors. I don't think I'd do well in the barn for 12 hours.
Or sitting at the fry stand.
I want to be outside. I'll be a ticket taker.
Because they ran into issues last year, too, didn't they, with staffing?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I thought we talked about
Is
that.
pay mentioned? Did you mention pay?
No pay was mentioned in the stories that I saw. No. I would assume probably.
Well, there
Minimum?
won't be
I
a
don't
fair
know.
if Omar gets elected, but if it's the fair survived, you'd be making a lot of money at the fair.
Is he anti-fair?
No, but there won't be any money to throw it.
$20 an hour?
Nobody have any money to go to it.
Why don't we take a quick break
A
here?
bleeping malt will cost $72.
Well, it's already expensive to spend a day out there.
Yes.
Well, that's great news, Joe. That really makes me feel good. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you for that.
My
Shoulders
job.
are really slumped now.
Fun.
I got to sit up.
My ponytail's growing longer by the minute.
Yeah,
Chris,
grayer, too.
Chris, why don't you take it over?
John, I will. And I want to talk about our friends at We Are Nuts and wearenutsmn.com. This is pretty cool. So Mike and I on our show, we have this group called the Frat Pack 5000 Facebook fan page.
Are they nuts?
They are, but what's been neat is people are posting their photos of their acquisition at all the Fratellonies.
I've seen them. I seen them there.
You did?
seen
The
them?
end
I
I don't know if
caps?
they got them now.
But how
Never the
about
same
this?
ones?
How about this humble brag from Randy, who's a loyal GLer and Weekly Scramble listener? He bought the We Are Nuts. I believe he bought the 4-pack, and he posted it from the Netherlands outside of his suite.
Nice.
Like that
Nice.
sick brag, Randy.
Fratelloni's got a store in the Netherlands?
Yes, they got a whole chain. It's called Fratelloni.
Globally branded
Yes.
Fratelloni. No, Joe.
I knew they were big.
He took them on vacation, see?
The nuts?
Yes.
No, Fratellonis. What?
Wow. We are nuts.
You're
by the
nutty.
way. Anyway, that's a really cool photo.
See, I think if you're doing a spot for nuts, you can just get away with anything you want.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. And the family's great. And it's a local Minnesota company, and they make their product right here in Northeast Minneapolis. But you should go online to wearenutsmn.com right now, because through the end of the month of July, they're running a very, very cool special right now. $10 off the original 4-pack. The 4-pack includes the maple bourbon toffee almonds, the original toffee peanuts, the cinnamon toasted toffee peanuts, and the hot nuts toffee peanuts.
Okay, wait a minute.
4-pack.
Wait a minute.
Yes, sir.
I didn't think you could take food on a flight. I'm serious.
Yes, you can.
Well, if it's in your luggage
You
and
can
it's,
take
it's a
nuts.
You can,
sealed
but
container.
I wouldn't bring a sirloin steak.
No, but
or
you
a
can
pork.
bring nuts, bottles
Yes.
of nuts.
It's
Yes.
a snack. What's
Yes.
wrong with that?
All right.
Yeah, you
Are you
get
going to
it.
get that checked at TSA?
I haven't even been briefed on that. No, you can bring those. out.
Nuts, okay on flights.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
D's?
Yeah.
That's a different brand.
Oh.
Anyway, but you have to use the discount code GL Nuthouse. That's all one word, and you're going to get $10 off of that original Nuthouse 4-pack. GL Nuthouse is the discount code, and it's a really cool promotion. And again, it's only going through the month of July. So go to wearenutsmn.com, place your order, and let the fine folks there know that you heard about them here on the Garage Logic Podcast.
'82, I was 17, my old man was 55. If you do the math between the two of us, that's 72 years alive. An eternity, so it seemed to me. How could anything live that long? Now I say my folks were only 84 the year that they passed on. For a little while it seems you got time to choose your dreams. Pretty soon you look around and you see 100 years ain't what it used to be. And my grandpa Roy, when he was a boy in 1904, he was taught by men who fought in the actual Civil War. And only 8 decades passed, and my high school class put the tassels on the other side. Started on our way full of naivete on the great American ride. The months and years slide past, each more quickly than the last. Pretty soon you look around and you'll see 100 years ain't what it used to be. Oh, Johnny!
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Johnny, hey. Oh, yeah.
He did the guitar face.
Ibuprofen's under buy again in my online shopping cart. Every week I learn of something else I should be doing for my heart. If I use the wrong pillow, I might have trouble getting out of bed. My hair grows in my ears and nose now more than on my head. As a kid, to me, ancient history was something like World War I. But I arrived close to that got time than this year as I sing this song. And I'm starting to find I can wrap my mind around life is brief and dear. I can hardly believe my baby girl's turned 26 this year. For a little while it seems you got time to choose your dreams. Pretty soon you look around and you'll see, everybody, 100 years ain't what it used to be. Before you know it, you're 63, making plans for Medicare A and B. You look around yourself and you see 100 years ain't what it used to be.
Yes, sir.
And now, a man who has never had a relationship with a tree, Joe Souchere.
Folks, Garage Logicians, I really am very happy to let you know that if you are looking for a vacation venue, or if you're looking for someone to help you, guide you with maybe planning a vacation, whether it's just you and the bride, the entire family, or the extended family, you need to get in touch with escapewithusvacations.com. There are so many options. And remember that Teresa and Maria have decades of experience in the travel industry, and they can get you all set up for just about it. There might be a destination wedding. It might be just a quick getaway, or it might be a full month on in Florida where you're just hanging out, or wherever the case may be.
What happened to the ranch?
The ranch is still available,
Pizza?
but if they don't sell it out, they're not going to go. That's how they roll. If they're not going to sell everyone out, they're not going to go. So there's still places available, and you can get that. That's in September.
To go to the ranch.
Well, then you go to escapewithusvacations.com, because it does look like it's going to be a blast, but I'm not going to go by myself and two other people. Let's go here. There's limited spots available, and I think people need to understand that we have the entire thing rented out. So go to escapewithusvacations.com for that to sign up. But there's also so many other things. They're planning an excursion next year to Europe. It might be Croatia. It might be elsewhere. We don't know. That's why you get in touch with Escape With Us Vacations. Using a travel agent is cheap insurance. You can book with Expedia, but if there's a delay or a cancellation, that's where a travel agent comes in with high colors for you. Does that make sense?
Huh?
Not really.
Tell me when you're done with the ad, because I have a question for you, but it has. I don't want it to be part of the ad.
Let me give the phone number, and then I'll give the website. 651-788-4338. GLers, trust Teresa and Maria, and I hope you will too. EscapeWithUsVacations.com. Book now, book whenever. Just book with EscapeWithUsVacations.com.
Okay, everyone can answer this.
Yeah.
Is a travel agency the kind of industry or job that AI would put out of business? I'm not encouraging that. I don't wish for that to happen.
No, because with AI, yes, they can plan things, but
that would be so dreadful, wouldn't it?
There's too many variables.
Oh my goodness!
There's too many variables.
I'm not rooting for that to happen.
Sure.
I'm just wondering.
I would say no.
They can put me out.
Yeah, I would say it's more likely to happen to columnists, talk show host.
podcast,
I already have a
Airport
name.
employees.
traffic.
I already have a name for my AI travel agency.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, travel agency.
That's pretty good.
And
We might
Royce
get
says,
there.com.
roll the dice. Roll
Just
the dice.
roll
agent.
with
Take
a
a
travel
chance.
agency. Take a chance.
Willing to risk it there.
Yes. In other news, thanks, Rook, by the way. By the way, Rook, I talked to a fella at our thing on Saturday who went to Croatia with you guys, said he had a ball.
That was Jeff.
Jeff,
Jeff
yes,
and his
thank
wife,
you.
Rady, and they
Did he
a-
see Rookie in a bathing suit? How'd that go over?
Yes, he did.
Oh,
he
he
saw a little
did.
too much at Rookie, I think.
Didn't they try to get rid of you there? Just maybe try to forget
I was
about you?
waterboarded in the Adriatic
Yeah,
Sea,
all right.
and it's proven. There are pictures.
Yeah.
It's like the Far Side with the two dinosaurs. Dang it, was that today?
Yes. Yes.
President Trump indicating to Republican lawmakers last night he plans to fire Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell.
I think that's being done to deflect interest in Epstein.
The suggestion came during an Oval Office meeting last night with a group of 11 hardline House Republicans. The problem here, it's probably true that he cannot fire
That's
Powell.
what I was
I
about
hope
to
he
ask.
can't.
Any effort to remove Powell would face legal challenges. Not clear that the president has any authority to fire the Fed chair without cause, and Powell repeatedly has indicated he will not step down before his term ends.
Josh does break this down in his report today. The problem is this is a complete fight over interest rates, correct? I mean, that's basically what this is all about. Because I didn't think he had the power to do that either.
He doesn't.
Got it.
President Trump, Joe alluding to this earlier, in a long, angry, rambling Truth Social post this morning, branded the Jeffrey Epstein story a story which has been perpetrated by the highest-ranking members of his own Justice Department for years, a hoax. Among other things, the president wrote, "Scams and hoaxes are all the Democrats are good at. It's all they have. They're no good at governing, no good at policy, and no good at picking winning candidates. Their new scam is what we will forever call the Jeffrey Epstein hoax, and my past supporters have bought into this BS," although he didn't say BS, "hook, line, and sinker. They haven't learned their lesson and probably never will, even after being conned by the lunatic left for 8 long years. The president also made clear in this post he no longer wants the support of those who remain interested in the Epstein investigation, saying, "Let these weaklings continue forward and do the Democrats' work. Don't even think about talking of our incredible and unprecedented success because I don't want their support anymore."
Okay, Don.
Yeah.
Flash flooding in New York and New Jersey killed at least 2 people late Monday when their cars were swept into a stream. The heavy rain between 3 and 6.5 inches in northern New Jersey and over 2 inches in 30 minutes in New York City flooded parts of the city's subway system and left cars stranded. New York City's subway service resumed yesterday, but officials warn that severe weather events are testing that region's aging infrastructure. A report this year from the American Society of Civil Engineers rated U.S. transit and stormwater systems a D, below the C grade for U.S. infrastructure overall. New York subway system is especially vulnerable. More than a century old, it carries about 4 million passengers each day. This week, rainfall caused the city's sewage system to back up, requiring subway workers to pump out 15 million gallons of water.
Ooh, I had a group of people in New York at this time last week. Are they lucky?
Yeah, they are.
Just missed it.
Yep.
Nice. Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath's Back to the Beginning raised more money than any charity concert since 1971. The show, billed as Osbourne's final stage performance, will donate about $190 million to charity, according to an Instagram post from the event's musical director, Tom Morello. According to statements from the group and its charity partners, the concert, watched by 40,000 ticket holders and 5.8 million individuals online, will distribute funds equally to Birmingham Children's Hospital, Acorn Children's Hospice, and Cure Parkinson's, an organization dedicated to finding a cure for the disease that Osbourne has lived with since 2019. It's unclear yet what the final donation will be to each of those charities.
I'd like to compliment our newsman on his pronunciation of Birmingham.
As soon as I saw it, I thought immediately of young Will.
Yes.
And my mind went to Birmingham.
Yes, it's Birmingham. Yes.
Will was an awesome kid, but the worst part of his internship with us is that Rookie talked like him for the entire time he
Was
worked
like a
with us.
gherkin.
What happened to that kid?
He's probably running a company somewhere.
He
I
landed
think
on
he's
his
actually
feet.
he's running a country, I think.
Yeah, he landed on his feet.
Good news if you're a musician. Anyone who's tried to follow a conversation in a crowded restaurant knows how challenging it can be as you get older. For older adults, this everyday struggle becomes even more difficult as the brain ages, but new research suggests that decades of musical training might offer protection against the age-related changes. Scientists have discovered that lifelong musical training appears to shield the brain against one of aging's most common challenges, understanding speech in noisy environments. The study, published in PLOS Biology, found that older musicians' brains maintain remarkably youthful patterns of neural connectivity, essentially preventing the typical age-related changes that make it harder to follow conversations when there's background noise. Most older adults show increased brain activity as they work harder to compensate for age-related decline, but musicians maintain brain efficiency patterns similar to those of people decades younger, suggesting that musical practice builds up neurological resources that pay off later
What about
in life.
doing a podcast? Is that the same?
That'll mess you up. You'll never hear.
You know what that
anything
tells
again.
me, John?
What's that tell you?
That tells me that remaining active is the key, no matter what you do.
Yeah,
Don't let the old man in.
Don't let the old man in.
correct. I think that's correct.
Yeah.
Police in Thailand arrested a woman Tuesday who allegedly enticed a string of Buddhist monks into sexual relationships.
That's what I'm talking about.
Whoa.
and then pressured them into making large payments to cover up their intimacy.
I have so many questions.
Wait, so this is almost Epstein in another country?
No, it's almost, what's that? Never mind.
Okay.
The possible violation of the celibacy rule for monks has rocked Buddhist institutions and gripped public attention in Thailand in recent weeks. At least 9 abbots and senior monks involved in the scandal have been disrobed and cast out of the monkhood.
No matter what country you're in, it's undefeated.
Even monks!
We want the monk.
Look, here's my question,
Here
John.
we go.
Yeah, what's
Here
your
we go.
question, Joe?
Where'd the monks get the money? Part of being a monk is you're broke.
Well, they had to start an OnlyFans after this.
Did they go poverty? They go poverty?
Well, what do you think? How do they make money? They don't
Well,
do
I
don't
anything.
know. Selling flowers.
Police did say, Joe, they traced money transferred to the woman's account. The woman's name, by the way, is Willowan Amsawat.
I'll say.
She's in her mid-30s. They found money that was transferred to her by a senior monk from a bank account belonging to his temple in northern Thailand.
What the
It's
hell?
speaking
The
of
monks-
AI overview, monks, particularly Buddhist monks, typically don't make money in the
That's
traditional
right.
sense. Their support comes primarily from the
A
generosity
collection plate.
of lay people, meaning non-monks, in a system of gifts and offerings. Monks dedicate their lives to spiritual practice.
That's
Okay, there we go.
enough, Chris.
Thank you,
You
Joe.
Here, I'll
rested my
answer.
case. They don't
I'll
have
ans-
any money.
I'll answer the question you all have. It's a deviation or a fetish called financial domination, where guys willingly give up everything and it gets them off to these type of gals. These
What the
people.
hell is he talking about?
You didn't hear a word I said.
I
and
did. Is it true?
Absolutely, and it has killed families and businesses and people. It's incredible.
I
yeah.
can't tell if Kenny's being serious or
No,
not.
look it up. Google it.
Financial domination.
Yeah.
So you give your money to the dominatrix
Willingly. And
willingly,
that's
until you're broke, till it's over.
Yeah.
And then you become a monk
Then
Yeah,
you
and
become
it's-
a monk.
because you have no money.
And it's ruined families.
Listen to this figure, Joe, if you're worried about the money part of it.
Yeah.
Willowan's bank accounts received about 385 million baht, which translates to $11.9 million in the past 3 years.
Believe me now.
I do.
Most of the
Boy,
funds.
that had to have been some grade A, you know
Is
what.
she in trouble, John, or just the monks?
Oh, she is. She's been
she's in
charged.
trouble.
She was
it's
arrested
extortion.
yesterday.
Chris,
She was
it's not
arrested
even
yesterday.
it's not even really about the sex. It's about the giving up the money
Are these
and
the-
being dominated.
Are these the monks with the St. Bernards with the brandy cask around their neck and that
No.
whole deal?
No, these Tibetan monks.
These are
You know,
Tibetan
they wear the
monks.
Shaved
robes.
head. They got
Yeah.
the orange, brown
This
thing.
is the
Sandals.
Dalai Lama.
Nepal.
Dirty feet,
Yeah,
Nepal.
exactly.
Yeah.
no
If,
showers.
He had to
If I-
order a pizza afterwards.
So on your deathbed,
With everything.
there'll be no
You make me
consciousness.
one with everything.
If I may, Chris, to sort of to your point,
Yes, sir.
there were pictures all over online of this woman being arrested.
Uh-huh.
If I were a monk
Yeah.
I don't think I'd have given her
Chastity.
any of my money. Is the best way I can put it. if you
Then,
know what
then
I'm saying.
Kenny might be on the right track here.
You don't have to put the word might in there. Why is it that you always act that way? Oh, yeah, I think you accidentally stumbled onto something there.
He sounded so surprised.
I
Kenny,
didn't
that
believe
might
you
be
until I
right.
got an email from a listener saying the same thing.
Yeah, that's what that. Yeah, some stranger will qualify what I. Yeah.
No, I guess what I
Golly.
meant, Kenny, I sincerely apologize
If
you
you're
were offended. Well, I think what I meant was the evidence seems to suggest that maybe sex didn't have anything to do with it.
Like I said.
Like Kenny said 5 minutes ago.
Plus, they're monks. They got, what are they going to do?
Yeah.
She was a short, stocky woman.
Oh, boy.
That's all I can tell you.
she?
If that's what you're into, I mean,
She kind of looked like Rook.
Hey now.
Well, you know.
Rook, if you're looking for a side hustle, my friend.
My God, yes.
I could do that. How
You-
much
you
money?
know what?
11.9 mil?
Your
be
new
a-
Escape with Us
You'd
vacation
be a
stop.
bad monk.
Go with me to Nepal.
You'd be a bad monk.
I'd be a
what?
bad monk.
Because
Yeah.
you
Rook,
talk too much.
Yeah, I wouldn't
See,
shut
the
up.
monks don't even talk.
You know, the other day I went into the grocery store and I was looking for some
Teresa,
milk.
Maria, your next
We're
destination
going to Nepal.
would sell out in a second.
Yep. Let's
Are
do
these
that.
the guys that wear the orange suits?
Yes,
Yeah.
the robes
Yeah.
and their
Okay.
They
Kind
kind
of
of,
maroon and orange.
you know,
Live
we
on
get a
top
lot
of
of
the
monks at
mountain.
the airport. There's a lot of them coming
What are they
through.
doing, do you think?
They're probably going downtown.
Hey, Johnny, I got a question. They take the robe off when the act is
Hey, how you doing there?
Rook had better hair than the gal did. So
Well, I don't
Thank you,
like
John.
I don't
Thank you.
like her chances for being treated very well in the judicial system there.
yeah,
You
probably
know,
not. Gonna
She might
do
end
well.
up in the dungeon.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know what Thailand's justice.
I'm not. Yeah. Thank
You know,
you,
what kind
John.
of court do you see in Thailand? Maybe hot and steamy, huh?
I see chickens walking around the court in,
Right,
in the,
right. It's
in the
very
courtroom.
primitive.
Informal.
All right, that's great. Thank you.
That's great.
Yeah. Two items and then this day. Oh, look at how quick he is.
Wow.
All right.
I'm ready.
That's it.
That's it?
The song faded
Here's a
out
man
on me.
who spends hours
Don't
in
even have
hardware
time for
stores,
that.
sifting through the nuts and bolts of life. Joe Souchere.
Hi, Joe.
A sobering note. This afternoon, meaning yesterday afternoon, Fargo Police Department had a special visitor, former Fargo Police Detective Sergeant Ty Fauski, who is currently battling brain cancer, stopped by the lobby to honor Officer Jake Wallen with a beautiful tribute on his violin. Before Officer Wallen was killed in the line of duty 2 years ago, Ty had the chance to help train him. Today he shared his moment to remember a fellow officer and a friend gone far too soon.
That's sad.
And on another sad note, Fauja Singh, the world's oldest marathon runner,
I know this.
died at the age of 114 on account of a hit-and-run accident.
No.
Isn't that an irony?
While running a marathon or just
Fauja Singh was believed to be the oldest man to complete a marathon. We don't have what age he might have done that. Died Monday at age 114 after being hit by a car in India.
was he comfortable?
He made a nice living. So there you have it. The world, we don't know. Look him up, John. F-A-U-J-A.
I got to see it.
I got him.
Oh, how old was he when he ran the...
It was he was 100.
Aged 100, Singh
Yeah.
attempted and accomplished 8 world age group records in one day at Special Ontario Masters Fauja Singh Invitational Meet. 200 meters, 5,000 meters.
In one
He
day?
had a killer beard.
He did that
did.
in one day, John?
He did. He ran his first race, the London Marathon, in 2000.
Well, he's 84.
He would have been 89 then, right? 89.
I don't know.
His personal best for the London Marathon in 03 was 6 hours and 2 minutes, and his marathon best claimed for the 90-plus age bracket was 5 hours 40 minutes at the alleged age of 92 at the 2003 Toronto.
Well, did he
Waterford.
run? How about when he was 30? He was probably doing it in an hour and 10 minutes. Did he? Or maybe he started this late in life.
He did not walk until he was 5 years old. His legs were thin and weak, and he could hardly walk long distances. Because of this, he was often teased, and he was called by the nickname Forrest for the next 10 years. Welcome, Forrest. Forrest, you must run.
Oh, you didn't make that up? I thought that was a Gump reference.
No, his nickname was Donda for stick
Okay.
for the next 10 years.
You did make it up.
He was a runner in his younger years, Joe, but then quit because of some deaths in his family, but then returned to it in 1994.
In 2028,
Welcome.
St. Paul will host the Transplant Games.
What is that?
Well, if you've had a transplant of any type, there's athletic competition. And I only mentioned
it's not trans, it's transplant, legit.
No, but it gave me a thought. And the only reason I mentioned this is, okay, if we have transplant games, why is everybody so hesitant to have transgender games? That would solve all the problems, wouldn't it?
It
have
would.
trans games.
It would. You start us up. You get the ball rolling for us.
Is it Leah Thomas?
I'm just wondering who would be the
she
official.
worked her balls off for that title.
Hey now!
Ba-dum-bum-bum.
Hey,
You can't just throw that out there. What's wrong with I was just had a cartoon bubble,
Low, very
It really
low
was low-hanging
hanging.
fruit, wasn't it?
and I don't think they were removed.
The balls?
No, but I had the cartoon bubble of the transplant games. You know, kind of the different contestants and things like that.
I think there should be trans games.
I wonder what. Well, no, the
Transplant
games. Yeah. So maybe down the hall we'd be the radio home of the transplant games.
Good.
Huh?
Only because they come to us all the way from Marloth Park in
soon?
Mpumalanga Province, South Africa. From the Traveling Lymans. It was on this day.
Here comes Willie. He's got a new
Already?
heart. He's ready to run the 400. Joe, today is July 16th.
Let's go.
On this day in 1817, while charting the Mississippi River for the U.S. Army on the site of present-day St. Paul, Major Stephen H. Long came across a cavern known to local Dakota people as Indian Teepee. Settler colonists came to call it Fountain Cave. The cave, located a few blocks west of present-day Randolph Avenue near Shepherd Road,
Yep.
had many curious rooms and a cold crystal spring. Lewis Cass and Henry Rowe Schoolcraft visited the cave on August 2, 1820. And Schoolcraft, noting the number of names written on the walls, commented that the cave was a popular site for tourists. They had tourists in 1820? Later, Pig's Eye Perrant operated a saloon inside the cave.
Ooh.
In 1955, the cave was filled in during
Come on.
construction of the Archer of Daniels Midland elevator and Shepherd Road. Isn't that something that should have been saved? On
Hey,
this,
Larry, do you think there's any bears in this cave? That's
on this, on, on this day.
July 16th. Excuse me.
Well, on this day in 1858, the state seal was adopted. We've since ruined that, haven't we? Modifying the territorial seal, the design included the slogan L'Étoile du Nord.
The Star of the North.
Thank you.
L'Étoile du Nord.
And depicted a white man plowing eastward and looking over his shoulder at a Native American man on horseback riding toward the setting sun. Well, we've had to abandon that. Minor changes have been made to the seal since then, including the addition of Norway pines in the background and a shift of the native man's route so that he rides towards the south. But all of that doesn't mean anything because we have a generic UN flag now as a state flag.
I believe that those monks were also plowing eastward.
Yeah.
The seal has a loon on it now, remember? The new one.
Yeah. On this day,
So tough.
July 16th.
I didn't hear you.
July 16th, sir.
On this day in 1862, Bishop Henry B. Whipple laid the cornerstone for the Cathedral of Our Merciful Savior in Faribault, the first Episcopalian cathedral built in the U.S. On the following day, Whipple set the cornerstone of the nearby Seabury Divinity School. The cathedral was dedicated on June 24, 1869. Does that still exist?
Yes, in fact, it's right next to
Quick Trip.
the hardware store
Oh.
that I worked at in high school. It's just down the street.
Is it a beautiful building?
It's actually stunning. It's very cool. I got to ring the bell when I was a kid in elementary school.
And you ain't even Episcopalian.
We did a school trip there.
On this day,
Joe, today is July 16th.
in 1988, during its national tour, the Names Project AIDS Memorial Quilt made a stop at the Hubert H. Humphrey Metrodome. More than 1,000 volunteers helped to assemble the quilt panels, which had been created in the Twin Cities in the months leading up to the event.
I remember that.
Mm-hmm. And finally, on this day,
What'd they do with it?
it was on display.
Oh.
On this day,
Who wants this quilt? July 16th.
in 1992, William K. Finney was sworn in as St. Paul's chief of police. He was the first African American to hold that position.
Good guy.
And I have on this day in Minnesota sports disappointment history.
July 16th.
Well, on this day in 1974, it just says Twins Brewers brawl.
Oh, yeah. Who doesn't remember
Big
that?
fight.
Well, you don't because you weren't born.
Yeah, there's the big fight.
Everyone's seen the video of it, though.
1974. I don't recall it. I wonder if I was there.
Or am I confusing the one from 87 where they brawled the Brewers? Is that the one I'm thinking of?
Both.
Well, you sure as hell don't know anything about 1974.
Okay, sorry.
You weren't around.
All right, I got to run. I got to go back to the airport. I love you guys.
Shows up late, leaves early.
Better call me.
Yeah, I will, because I got to confirm that.
Show's still rolling, boys.
You got to get that. Damn these taxes.
The brawl, I never heard of any of these people. The fight began when Brewers pitcher Ray Corbin hit Bobby Coluccio with a pitch.
I've heard of both of them. I thought Ray Corbin was a Twins pitcher.
Brewers pitcher hit Bobby. No, it says Coluccio's a twin.
Okay. And then what?
Hit him in the head.
Yeah.
Coluccio had been 3 for 3 with 2 RBIs, and he charged the mound. And then players from both teams came out, and we had a big brawl. John Briggs, George Scott, and Rod Carew among those involved.
Heard of them all. You've heard of all of them.
I've
John.
heard of all of them, yes. Carew attempted to de-escalate the situation, according to the Star Tribune. Resulted in ejections for Kent Herbeck and Bob McClure. That's it.
Do we know where that game was played?
Met Stadium.
Oh, boy.
I love, one thing I love about you, Joe, is that if it happened before I was born, I don't know anything about it.
I have
like
a question.
JFK and World War II and the Civil War.
Did you know anything about this brawl?
Nah, I don't give a rat's ass about stick and ball stuff unless it's hockey.
I have a question, though. This thing I'm reading is on AI, and it's 1974, and it said Kent Herbeck was ejected. He wasn't a twin.
Kent Herbeck was not on the club in
That's AI.
It's confusing it, though, with the one I was thinking of, which was in 87, which was June of 87.
Well, then what good is AI?
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Don't
that's the
trust
thing. It because, well, I don't want to get into it right now because the show's over, but.
It's not over.
Oh, it's over.
Are we not being heard right now?
No, I'm just kidding.
You know what, Joe?
Huh.
You're right, because now I went to the Star Tribune story.
Yeah.
Ray Corbin was pitching for the Twins.
Yeah, so this AI's got everything wrong.
And he hit Bobby Coluccio, who was 3 for 3 for the Brewers.
Yeah.
Since we're no longer acting like professionals, I need the studio at 2, so could you wrap this up?
Thank you, GL.
Kind of what I was alluding to, Ken.
On account of we got to leave now.
On account of we got to go.
Hey, on account of you want to know why you should sign up for the Garage Logic YouTube channel? You can watch the show each and every single day. That's right. Garage Logic has a YouTube channel, and there you can watch the show right around noon. And you can also see full segments. There's video shorts. There's behind-the-scenes footage, but it's all there for you. Just search Garage Logic. That's 2 words, Garage Logic, on YouTube. And follow us on all of our social media channels, which includes Facebook, Instagram, and X. And sign up for the Daily Logician right now. Go to garagelogic.com, and when you sign up for the Daily Logician, you're going to get an email right to your inbox each and every single day, and it includes the most recent episode of the podcast.
Chris, I have to reboot my